Hey everyone, it's Chris Loud. In this video, we're going to explore a prompt with a pretty simple idea. Abstract paintings don't have to be complex to be interesting. Sometimes just a few shapes, a limited palette, and some subtle variation can actually take you a lot further than trying to do too much. When things get overly complicated, it's easy to lose the structure of the painting. But when we keep things simple, the shapes and the relationships start to do more work. So the prompt is called Soft Block Trio. The time limit is 15 minutes to paint with Phthalo Green, Cerulean Blue, and Naples Yellow, or the closest you have to those, plus black and white. And the goal is to paint 3 rectangular blocks, but soften their edges to create a hybrid, geometric, organic feeling. I'm working on an 8x10 piece of paper in my sketchbook, and just a quick reminder, this is a 15-minute exercise. It's not a masterpiece. We're just exploring here. When we use a prompt and it turns out well, great. We'll pat ourselves on the back. If not, we still got something out of it. We played, we painted with intention, and exercised our creative muscle. And that's really the value in doing these shorter exercises. If you like this kind of exercise, I've put the link for the 50 abstract warm-up painting prompts download in the description below. And before we jump in, I also want to say thank you to Tanya, Barbara, Bwin, Deanna, and Julie for the super thanks and coffee support. I do really appreciate it. It truly helps keep these videos going, and I'm always grateful for that support. So thank you very much. So prior to getting started, I tried a quick color mixing test in my sketchbook to see the variety of colors I could create with this limited palette. And overall, it leaned on the cooler side. And then I began with marks with a Sharpie gel pen and roughly put down some black paint with a stick before putting a rough, messy layer down of all 3 colors at their most saturated. Before this painting session, I'd been thinking about birdhouses and also a painting I did a couple months ago. So I played with the idea of combining those thoughts with this prompt. And that's one of the things I really like about using prompts. They give you just enough structure to get going, but there's still plenty of room to bring in ideas that are already floating around in your head because, it becomes a way to flush out those ideas instead of just letting them sit there. And sometimes, I'll start with the prompt as the foundation and then let whatever I've been thinking about influence the shapes or the spacing. And that keeps things loose and exploratory. And it also helps avoid that feeling of staring at a blank page trying to come up with something from scratch. So as I'm getting into this, I put down a rough sketch with charcoal for the rectangular shapes and began filling those in with a mix of titanium white and Naples yellow. And I'm keeping things really simple, just 3 shapes at the moment. And there's actually a lot of value in limiting yourself like this. When we remove complexity, we start paying more attention to the basics. How the shapes relate to each other, the spacing, the balance, and how much room each one needs. Instead of trying to manage a lot of elements at once, we can focus on just a few decisions. That often leads to a painting that feels clear and more intentional. It also helps avoid overworking because when there are only a few shapes, it's easier to know when the painting has enough. This can also be helpful if your paintings tend to feel a little busy. Working with fewer shapes encourages restraint, and that restraint can actually create more impact. And sometimes, less really does create more. I'm also softening the edges of these shapes. And instead of keeping them really hard, that's where things, I think, start to get interesting. The shapes still have structure, but they don't feel stiff. They start to feel a little more natural and a little more integrated into the rest of the surface. And that softened edge helps create a hybrid, geometric, organic feeling. The rectangular shapes are still there, but they don't feel overly graphic. They start to blend slightly, and that gives the painting a bit more movement and subtlety. And even small shifts in the edges can make a big difference. So just softening one side more than another or letting color bleed slightly can change how the shape sits in that space. So I'm using a stick again, and I'm putting in some kind of circular shapes on top of those rectangular shapes. And this is where the thought of the birdhouse came in, kind of holes in a birdhouse. So that's what I started playing with here at this point, and just trying to give those a little bit of shape. I don't want to, color those in, just fill those in with black paint. But I wanted to kind of play with that opening, potential opening in those rectangular shapes. Another thing I like about this approach is that it makes the smaller decisions matter more. When there aren't a lot of layers or details, things like edge softness, color transitions, and spacing start to carry more weight. And because of that, it actually becomes easier to experiment. You can shift a shape slightly, soften an edge, or adjust that color transition, and those small changes become more noticeable. It keeps the process loose and experimental and exploratory without needing to add more complexity. And working this way also trains your eye to see shape more clearly. Instead of relying on detail, you start paying attention to the form itself. If you've seen some of my recent videos, you know that I've been having a lot of fun using non-hardening clay and an ink pad to create stamps. And this painting is no exception. I'm going to add a stamp here that I made by pressing the clay into an empty textured inkwell, which I thought was kind of a nice fit. And then after the 15 minutes were up, I came back in with an orange and a yellow-orange water-soluble wax pastel just to add a splash of warmth. This is something I like to do occasionally. Introduce a small color shift at the end after I've already done the 15 or 20-minute prompt session. I come back in and tweak it a little bit. And it doesn't, change the structure of the painting, but it can change the feel quite a bit. And especially here, with the cooler blues and greens, that little bit of warmth helps balance things out and add a little bit more energy. That's another benefit of keeping things simple. When the painting isn't overly complicated, even a small addition like this can have a noticeable impact. You don't need much to, shift the overall mood. So we'll see when I put that in what your thoughts are. So if you're, trying something like this, the goal isn't complexity. It's just seeing how far a few shapes can take you. Focus on the relationships, soften the edges, and let the forms feel a little imperfect. This is also a really nice way to generate ideas. A quick exercise like this might spark something you want to explore further, or lead into a larger painting later on. Sometimes these smaller studies end up becoming the starting point for something much bigger. So here's where I'm adding those orange and yellow-orange water-soluble wax pastels to give a little bit of a splash of color. And at the end, I'll show you some close-ups and a few different orientations of the final piece. As sometimes rotating the painting can reveal something new, especially when you're working with simple shapes like this. But I will say on this one, I think the orientation I painted it in is still the one I like most, and the one I think works the best. So this is definitely a prompt worth coming back to. Just 3 softened shapes, a limited color palette, and a short time limit. But there's a lot you can explore within those constraints. So you can see here I'm still kind of fiddling with those circular shapes. And again, initially my thought was maybe I'll just fill those in with black, but which I think, possibly could work. But I really kind of liked how this turned out by adding the white and the way that the white mixed with the blues. And then bringing in a fountain pen that I've kind of pushed the ink out of a little bit and using that to get some ink drops down just to add a little bit of variety in there. So here are some close-ups. And you can see it's very rough, and you can see the stamp here. And I'll show you the final painting in different orientations. So if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. And as always, if you have any questions or feedback, I'd love for you to leave me a comment. Thanks for watching, and keep on painting.